All right, we're back here to finish up section A2, and we're going to put it all together. The four-step process, here it is. You got to state, plan, do, conclude. So state the parameter you want to estimate and the confidence level. Plan to identify the appropriate inference method and check conditions. Do, if the conditions are met, perform calculations, and then conclude, interpret your interval in the context of the problem. All right, so here we go. A recent poll of 738 randomly selected cell phone users found that 170 of those respondents admitted to walking into something or someone while talking on their cell phone. And construct and interpret a 95% confidence interval for the proportion of all cell phone users who would admit to walking into something or someone while talking on their cell phone. All right, so state. So we're going to do a 95% confidence interval for P, which is the true proportion of all cell phone users who would admit to walking into something or someone while talking on their cell phone. All right, now we go on to the plan. One sample Z. All right, so again, we're going to look for there. And we're going to check that it is random, that 738 is less than 10% of all cell phone users, and our large counts, yeah, the number of successes and the number of failures, yeah, we're both at least to greater than 10, and we got that, so that's all good. All right, so let's find p hat, so 170 divided by our 738 is 0.23. All right, and with the 95% confidence interval, we know that that's a z-score of negative 0.196 and positive 0.196, so we're going to use that. We put our calculations in here. We've got our proportion here, 1 minus our proportion, then our sample size is here. So we're going to say it's really 23% plus or minus 3% is what we're looking at. So we're going from a range of 20% to 26%. Those are our proportions that we have. So it comes all together pretty easily. All right, so we're going to conclude that 95% confident that the interval from 20 to 26% captures P, the true proportion of all cell phone users who would admit to walking into something or someone while talking on their cell phone. Kind of a nice little process. Now, if our free response questions ask you to construct and interpret a confidence interval, you're expected to do the entire four-step process. Make sure you do that. That includes clearly defining the parameter, identifying the procedure, and checking conditions. So make sure you show all that. And we'll practice that, of course, with some frappies here. All right, remember that the margin of error is a confidence interval only accounts for sampling variability, not the bias. Now, how about choosing a sample size? Now, in planning a study, we may want to choose the sample size that allows us to estimate the population with a given margin of error. So we can do that using this formula. So what we can do is we can figure out what the margin of error is and then leave everything else blank as we kind of go in here. Okay, so put a filling in the rest, we can figure out what n is. Now again, calculate sample size, substitute values for the margin of error, z star and p hat, and solve for n. Now, we don't know the value of p hat until after the study's been conducted, so this means we have to guess. So here are two ways. One is to take a look at a preliminary study or past experience, kind of base that. Or the rule of thumb is to use 0.5 as a guess. And the margin of error is largest when p hat is 0.5. So this is conservative. And if we get any other p hat, when we do the study, your margin error will be smaller than what we actually plan. It'll actually be better. So when in doubt, just use 0.5 as our p hat. All right, so again, this is what we have for our formula. We're going to use that, and we want to make sure that that produces something that's less than the margin of error that we want to find. Okay, so here we go. Company received complaints about its customer service. The managers intend to hire a consultant to carry out a survey. Before contacting the consultant, the company president wants an idea of the sample size that she will be required to pay for. And one value of interest is the proportion, P, of customers who are satisfied with the company's customer service. She decides she wants to estimate to be within 3 percentage points at a 95% confidence interval. How large of a sample do we need? Well, let's do some computation. So at 0.95, we know our z star is 1.96. We use 0.5 here. We'll use that as conservative, and then we'll leave n there, and we just has to be less than or equal to 0.03. Okay, that's the margin of error. That's what we're looking for there. All right, so again, we can divide by 1.96. All right, then we can square both sides. All right. And then what we can do is we can certainly multiply both sides by n, and then we can swing the other side, divide by the 0.03, divide by 0.196 squared, and we can figure out that our n would be 1067.11. Now, obviously, what we would choose is we'd want to make sure not to the closest, but we'd want to round up to the 1068. Okay, again, not doing the 1067 because we want to make sure it's smaller than that, so I guess we'd want to go bigger than smaller to make sure that we're within that margin of error that we have. Okay, so that's the way to do that. Again, lots of things to talk about here in this section, and we just concluded A2. We got one more section that we'll do in one video. That'll be A3, and that'll be the end of Chapter 8. So until then, I'm Mr. Rowan.